Here we are in the middle of January, and Amanda, the wheat is pretty much dormant across the state, but there's actual activity going on in the wheat fields.
Yeah, so the winter has been overall very mild. We haven't had many cold days, and what I'm seeing now in the field is just a few inoculum of leaf rust that have survived through this mild winter. It's a little bit earlier than expected. When I first found last week, and I talked to Dr. Hunger, we were a little bit surprised at how early it is. But yes, it is expected for a winter like that the temperatures have not gone so low and killed the inoculum.
How does that impact different wheat varieties? Because I know that different varieties have different susceptibility to different diseases and rusts, but then it also, whenever they're planted, it could impact that too. How does that impact those?
So what I would say is that a reaction to leaf rust right now, so a variety response to infection at this juvenile stage does not reflect their response when infections occur later in the season. So a variety may have resistance, maybe resistance to leaf rust later in the season, but it could be susceptible to infections that occur now. So that's why it's very important to keep scouting, especially if producers don't know if their variety is susceptible to juvenile infections or not. And also for people to not be so surprised, because they might be growing a variety that they know to be resistant to leaf rust infections, but that could be just for later in the season and not to early infections. But as of now, it's not so severe, the rate of severity and infection in our fields.
Whenever it comes to other things producers should be doing in their wheat field, what should they be out there doing?
Well, other than scouting for those diseases, I think it's not too late for them to add their enrich strip and start making their plants for top dressing. One of our research has shown that it is very important to have that nitrogen there prior to jointing. About 20% is used by jointing, 50% by flag leaf, and 70% at heading. So it's a good strategy to have that nitrogen there when the plant is starting to put their energy to produce grain sites, which is prior to jointing, and that's when the plant will start picking up their use of nitrogen.
Just overall in wheat country across Oklahoma, how does the soil moisture profile look?
I think it's looking good. It's looking way better than we were seeing a few weeks ago in the fall, for example. But yeah, so I think most of the state really benefited from that moisture that we got in the past weeks, and overall the wheat is looking good. And if producers have good soil moisture, I think it's a good strategy to start making their plants for top dressing.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Amanda Silva, Extension Small Grain Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.